What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Destination Outdoors. This video has been a long time in the making. This was my entire 2025-2026 deer season, and it was entirely on the Davy Crockett National Forest. If you pressed on this video, more than likely you were like me about a year ago, and you were either wanting to stick your fingers into hunting public land in Texas for the first time, or just find some informative videos online about other guys' experiences and maybe some deer they've killed out in Texas public land, more specifically the Davy Crockett. But when I was in your shoes, I couldn't hardly find anything online. Couldn't hardly find any decent videos. Couldn't find many web pages talking about guys and what they had seen hunting out there. So I decided to film all of my hunts, and not only film them all, but kind of document all the deer I saw on every day and see if I could put some type of pattern together for guys like you that are thinking about doing it. And y'all can just kind of learn from me and watch this video and see this little spreadsheet I made and see if it's something that you might want to do, or maybe you don't want to waste your time on it. I will say this. The thing that surprised me the most is just the sheer number of deer I saw. So I'll show y'all here in just a second all the numbers, but I saw way more deer than I thought I would in East Texas, especially for public land hunting. But like I said, I got a spreadsheet I want to go over before we get into the video. Just kind of lays out all the deer I saw versus the morning and the evening, bucks versus does, what days were better than others. So let's hop into that real quick. Y'all can fast forward through this part if you want, but this is basically my entire season laid out on an Excel spreadsheet. So it should be very informative. And if I was you, I would take the time to kind of look over this. But starting up here, so I hunted a total of 30 hunts, 16 of those being in the morning, 14 of those being in the evening. This was the most surprising part to me. I saw a total of 94 deer in 30 hunts. Now, for some places, that might not be too good. That's averaging, about 3 deer a hunt. But for East Texas, that's pretty good. 51 of those were in the evening and 43 of those being in the mornings. Another thing that surprised me out of those 70 does is I saw about double the amount in the evenings as I did in the morning. But on the reverse side of that, my bucks, I saw twice as many bucks in the morning as I did in the evenings. Another thing I want to point out, I did see 24 bucks on these 30 hunts last year, right? But out of these 24 bucks, only 3, maybe 4 of them were shooters. And when I say shooters, I mean just legal deer. But moving on from that, you can kind of see over here to the right. So my first hunt this year was September 29th. And I saw 3 does, 0 bucks. And then, you can read it, screenshot it, pause it, do what you want to do. But I do want to note that where everything kind of peaked off was about a week and a half into November. You can see in the evening on November 10th, I saw 4 does, 4 bucks. And then pretty much from November 10th and on, I'm seeing a lot of deer every single day for the most part. So the first half of the season, right, that's pretty normal, especially in East Texas. It's a lot hotter, pre-rut, you're not hunting feeders and stuff. It's just a little bit tougher hunting. But that from that like second week in November to the end of season, I was seeing deer, and quite a bit of deer. Anyways, I just wanted to go over that real quick, just to go over the numbers before we get into the video. If you enjoy the video, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Spent a lot of time making this video and putting the spreadsheet together and counting all these deer up and everything. It was a really good learning experience last year. I had a ton of fun hunting it with a couple buddies. They hunted out there with me a lot. And I'd definitely be willing to give it a go again next year. But if you like the video, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button while you're at it. And y'all stay tuned for the action.
The sun's just starting to come up. Out here with Big Wayne, aka Tanner Whitmire. We're on the Davy Crockett this morning. I haven't really had many opportunities to hunt this year. The season opened up on September 27th in Arizona, I believe. I've only sat one other morning this year. I sat in the same tree I'm sitting in right now. I saw 3 does from this spot. Kind of hunting this little opening right here. It's this pasture with about 6 to 10 foot tall shrubs throughout it. So the deer feel pretty comfortable walking in it. But it's not so thick like the woods around here where it's hard to hunt. I didn't really start seeing movement until 8:30 a few days back. So we'll see what happens. I'm pumped up. Deer season 2025, baby. I'm excited. Ready to grind it out on some public land this year, so hopefully we can make it happen today. Y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, we got a big doe. Just came out of the wood line, the same spot that one of those does I saw last week came out of the wood line. It's way down there. I can't get it on video right now because there's a tree in the way. I'll try to get it on video when it gets around this tree on the other side of it. You can barely see it right in the middle there. It looked like she was going to give me a shot, but she never came close enough. Closest she got was 52 yards. And I don't think she's going to get any closer. She walked down in this creek bottom, and started heading back north. I'm sitting on the south side of her.
It's about 9:30. 9:30, 9:45, and it's already starting to get hot. I think the high today is like 92 or 93. But that's hunting early bow season in East Texas for you, so definitely better than nothing this morning. We saw at least one doe. I think it might have been the same one.
Back out here in the Davy Crockett. Hadn't been out here till I think the last time I got to hunt out here was like the 8th. So it's been a minute. Been busy, getting married and all. Love you, babe. I actually got Tanner and Taylor out here with me. And over the last 4 days, I've probably had 4 or 5 different does being chased by buck on camera, which is crazy, considering it's only late October. Seems like rut's in full swing over here. We bumped a couple does on the way in. It's about 60 degrees right now. Real nice and foggy, overcast day, so hopefully these deer are going to be up and moving. After I gave that last little intro, I had a big body deer run down this creek bottom. Taylor said he hit a doe being chased by a little buck like 100 yards from him. So they're definitely moving. It is really weird how ruddy they're acting this early in the year, but I'm definitely not complaining. I couldn't tell how big that buck was. I only saw him for like 2 seconds, and I couldn't see his head, but I could see his body, and it was a big-bodied deer. Just had 2 doves walk out behind me. There's so many trees I couldn't get them on camera. They walked out behind me and walked away from me. Alright guys, it's about 10 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and get down. I don't even know if I said this on camera yet, but Tanner smoked a pig this morning, so I'm gonna get down. I got one camera, I wanna go hang up real quick. I'm gonna find a spot to hang it, and then I'm gonna roll on over to Tanner and see if I can help him find this pig. He said he thinks he made a good shot on it, so hopefully it's dead right here in this field somewhere.
How far it went. Somewhere, dude. Picked the wrong trail this morning.
Dude, look at all these trails up in here.
There's a lot of trails.
Your arrow looks good.
Yeah, there's a lot of blood on the arrow.
How big do you think it was? 350.
Yeah.
So, going by your judgment skills, about 75.
40 pounds.
There's already a little blood. Oh yeah, looks good.
So we went that way.
That's good blood.
Dead somewhere.
Where did he come from?
He came out from that thick stuff. I was set up in that pine tree 20 yards from here. And kind of got behind that limb to hide myself. He came out of that thick stuff. I thought it was a deer.
You just heard him and thought it was
Yeah,
a
I
deer?
heard it and I thought it was a deer, so spun around in the tree and grabbed my bow. He made it to here and I stopped him.
It was just a solo?
Yeah, it was just one
Probably a
of my
boar.
solo.
Hell yeah.
He tore up my $20 arrow and $20 broadhead. It's a $40 hog. Went around here. It's not a crazy good blood trail though. I looked for a second.
Dude, those pigs close up so fast. If you don't see them go down, it can be hard to find them.
I think he's dead in the middle of the field because he started to slow. He was running, kind of trotting, and he started slowing down.
That blood looked really good.
It's a good shot, I know. Hit him right behind the leg.
Alright guys, had to back out. It's the next morning. We couldn't find Tanner's pig last night. A lot of times when you shoot pigs with a bow and arrow, especially a two blade like that, they just close up so fast and they leave a horrible blood trail. And that's pretty much what happened to us. Did decent blood for like, I don't know, 10 yards and then completely closed up. We couldn't find a speck of blood. But the arrow looked good. I know the pig's dead. Just sucks we couldn't find it. But that's bow hunting sometimes. It happens. Not quite as cool today as it was yesterday. Which isn't the greatest, but I know there's a lot of rut activity going on, so never know what we're going to see. But we're going to be getting there about 5:15, about an hour and 45 minutes until shooting light, so y'all stay tuned.
just about prime time to start shooting light. It is way hotter today than it was yesterday. Right now it's about 68. So 67, 68, so it's about 10 degrees hotter this morning. We got in here super early. Only bumped one deer walking in this morning. Tanner said he walked up on a bedding area by accident. 2 does got up out of their beds, but he found a very, very fresh scrape. He said he saw multiple scrapes, but one of them looked like it had just been hit, like it was still wet. Taylor just threw a camera up on a scrape he found in there yesterday, and heard he got a really good looking young buck on camera. I heard a buck growling back behind me, so I turned around real quick, and there was a buck running across this field. I tried to get him on camera, but I couldn't. It's freaking hard doing this self-film, and it's hard to get something on video from a long ways away when it's running like that. But it got to like this tree line where I could just see his rear end, and I finally got my grunt call out of my bag. I wish I had my grunt call already out. And I grunted at him to see if he would stop. And he stopped and looked this way. And he was looking over here for about a minute. Then he started walking. I grunted at him again, and he stopped again. But then I lost him. I don't know where he went after that. I just turned the camera off, and another one freaking came from the same spot, ran across the field. I heard grunting, and I turned around, and it was running across the field. This one was a lot smaller. That first one was definitely a legal deer. The first one looked like he was pretty good size, but I just couldn't get the binoculars up on him because I was trying to mess with the camera, so I couldn't really tell. I'm guessing they're chasing a doe. I never saw the doe, so hopefully they work their way down here. We'll see. About 30, 45 minutes since I've seen anything. It's still pretty overcast, which is good. But I gotta go help Uncle Daryl take off his feeders and stands and stuff off the old Groveton lease today. So I'm probably gonna get down about 9:30 so I can get over there and start helping him. Definitely gonna hunt again tomorrow morning. The wind is supposed to be like super strong. So I don't know if I want to get up in a tree. It's 20 mile an hour winds with up to 40-mile-an-hour gusts. This cold front coming in tomorrow, just bringing heavy winds with it, so I might sit from the ground, but depending on what all we get done today and what time we get done by, I might be able to slip into the stand back over here this evening, so we'll just see about that, but I'll be getting out before too long. We're doing something a little different this morning. I'm back here sitting where Tanner sat yesterday morning. Sitting on the ground, this cold front finally came through. It's not super cold, it's like 52, 53 right now. This way colder than it has been, which is awesome. We've only had cameras running back here on this creek bottom for like 2 days. We've already got a bunch of deer on it. There's just a creek that runs through here. It's a little bit more open than the surrounding woods. It was supposed to be super windy this morning. We're supposed to be having like 40-mile-an-hour gusts, but it's not even that bad. It's a little windy, but it's nothing crazy. So basically, I'm just back in a little cubby right here. Some bushes around me. And I only got like 1 or 2 little shooting lanes, but I'm sitting right on the trail that Tanner saw all those deer. I think he saw all 5 or 6 deer yesterday morning. Walk right down this trail. But just wanted to change the scenery, wanted to try something else out. But me, Tanner, and his brother Taylor just stretched out along this creek bottom. We're all a few hundred yards apart from each other, so if they're chasing travel in this creek bottom like they were yesterday, and they have been the last couple days, then one of us ought to get a shot at something. I just had a doe across the creek. She got to like 25 yards, but I had no shot. Of course, now there's like no wind at all. I should have gotten a damn tree. If I was up in a tree, I would have been able to shoot at her. I just have like one little shooting lane right here, and that's it. So far, that's all I've seen, though. It's been shooting like for probably like an hour. I think I got another hunter back behind me, a ways. Because there's a doe blowing hard. Could have been that same doe I just saw. She walked through here like 10 minutes ago. I don't even know if y'all can hear it on the camera, but dang, man. I'll tell you. Hold up. He's going to the right. That's 30 yards right there. He's coming over here. He's coming over here. Just, do you want to stand up? There, you can slowly stand up. It's right there. Get right here. He didn't. He had to have smelt us. He didn't see us. Alright, guys. It is November 3rd. We're back out here. It's been about a week, I think, since we've been out here. As you can see, we are sitting on the ground once again, which was not my plan for this morning, but we had the time change and I miscalculated a little bit. Had to make a pit stop on the way up here. We had some spicy chicken nachos last night for dinner, and it was no bueno for me this morning. But anyways, I ended up getting out here late, and just the sun was starting to come up when I got here. It takes me 30-45 minutes just to climb the tree and get all my camera equipment set up and get ready to go, so I just didn't have enough time. So I'm sitting in this bush right now. It's another nice cool morning. It's about 45 degrees. These deer are still rutting. We're back down here in this bottom that we hunted last time. Hopefully we catch something cruising. One of Tanner's buddies shot a good one up in the Davy Crockett yesterday morning. He said he was rattling and he rattled him in. He said he rattled in like 3 other bucks that were all little. So it's been shooting light for about an hour. I'm probably gonna give it another 15 minutes or so, and then I'm probably gonna bust out the rattling bag. See if we can make something happen to change it up a little bit. So y'all stay tuned. I couldn't get him on video, but I just rattled in a little buck. That was freaking sweet. 2 minutes after I got done rattling, it was like a little 6-point or a little 8-point. It's like 10 inches wide. Came walking straight to me. Kind of looked around and then walked over to my right and walked off. He didn't get very close to me. He was only like 40 yards from me. But I couldn't really get him on video. I don't think it is in here. I wish I was up in a tree. I'm probably going to give it another 15 minutes. And I'm probably going to rattle again, because that obviously worked. I was just about to rattle again. I had 3 does walk up behind me, hoping one of them are in heat. Might draw a buck in. They're only like 30 yards from me right now. freaking stomach right now. I just had a big mature shooter buck walk up on my left. I was just grunting, and I look over to my left, and he's looking right at me. I go to pick up my gun, and he takes off and running, and he stops after he ran like 10 yards. I'm looking at him through the scope of my gun, but I didn't have a freaking shot. He was behind a bunch of brush. I literally want to throw up right now. He was wide. Freaking huge body deer. Oh my God, bro.
All right, guys. It's about 1:30. We just got back over here. I sat pretty late this morning, pretty much ran to Trinity and met Taylor and his dad and had lunch, and then hung out with them at camp for an hour or so, and then came back over here. I'm getting back in the stand early. That camera, I just set up a camera back in that new spot I'm hunting, where I saw that buck this morning, and I've already had multiple deer on camera. It's only been up for like 4 hours, 3 or 4 hours. So they're moving in the middle of the day. The rut is definitely on. I'm ready to get back out there. I'm still heartbroken from that buck this morning, but I'm going to get back in the stand. I'm going to get up in a tree, and our wind does not look the greatest, but right now it's completely dead. There's no wind. But if it does pick up, it's gonna kind of be blowing out of the east southeast, which isn't really ideal for this spot. But it's supposed to stay relatively calm, so hopefully we just don't really get any wind. But we're gonna get up in the stand because they are moving pretty early.
So, a pattern I noticed this morning is these deer travel this creek bottom with my wind kind of blowing back this way. I hopped off the creek bottom like 50 yards to the right. Doing that in hopes of, if I got a deer walking this creek bottom, it's gonna kind of just be out of the line of my scent. My scent's gonna come back that way. The creek bottom's over here. When I grunted that buck in this morning, he hopped the creek and purposely got downwind of me. That's what mature deer will do, though. It's also a lot hotter this evening than it was this morning. This morning it was like 44, I think. Was the low 43, maybe. And now it's 75 degrees, so it's jumped up about 30 degrees, which is crazy, but that's just typical. Early November. Cold front. I'm probably going to let things settle down a little bit. And then try to hit the rattle and antlers and grind a little bit. It worked this morning, so I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I'm hoping it'll work this evening too. Alright guys, a little update. I still haven't seen anything. I think with these mornings we've been having being a lot colder than the evenings, I've noticed the deer movement's a lot better in the mornings than it is in the evenings. Like even on the game cameras, it seems like they're moving a lot better in the morning time. But I still haven't seen anything. I've heard 2 gunshots. One of them sounded like it really wasn't that far. I guess that's public land hunting for you. We got about 45 minutes left to shoot light. I'm gonna climb down and we'll probably come back to the same tree tomorrow morning. guys, we're back in the woods. We're set up in that same spot we were yesterday evening, same tree. Got up here pretty early this morning, a lot earlier than we did yesterday, but I think I'm going to go ahead and be aggressive again today. This morning, like I was yesterday morning, I rattled in that little buck and then blew that grunt call a few times, and that shooter buck came in that I just couldn't shoot fast enough. It's going to be about a week until I can come back out here, so I want to go ahead and be pretty aggressive this morning. I can't hunt this evening. I got to work tomorrow and the next day, and then when I get off, we're going to Waco, back to Waco for our second trip. So it'll be about a week before I can come back over here. But the rut should be in full effect when I do get to come back over here, because it's going to start warming off tomorrow, warming back up tomorrow. And about the time I get back, we get another cold front rolling through. It'll be like November 10th, so they should be moving really good when I get back. But hopefully, I don't even have to come back, because hopefully we can make something happen this morning. Alright guys, it's a little after 8. I just had a deer blow, I don't know, maybe 100 yards to my north. My wind is blowing this way, and she's that way. So, she's not downwind of me. I say she, I guess it could have been a buck, but it sounded like a doe. I did walk in from that way, so I don't know if maybe she got my scent on the ground or something. But I haven't seen Jack this morning. I haven't heard anything running through the woods or nothing. All the times I've sat out here this year. I think yesterday evening was... Oh, there she is right there. That doe and her 2 yearlings, one of them was a nubbin buck. They've been feeding kind of down below and around me for the last 45 minutes to an hour. But I was just going to say how if I didn't see anything this morning, out of all the times I've sat out here, yesterday evening was the first day I hadn't seen any deer. I thought it was about to be the same today, but at least we saw those does and that nubbin buck. But they finally busted me. I'm surprised they didn't bust me earlier than they did. One of those nubbin bucks was right here, 10 yards from me. When the mama came in close, she's the one that busted me. My wind kind of switched up and started blowing back towards her for a minute, and as soon as the wind turned on me, she put her nose up in the air and blew and took off. So it is what it is. When you're hunting down in a bottom like this, the wind will switch up on you a lot. But I'm probably going to give it a minute and go ahead and just hit the rattling antlers one more time because of the heck of it. But we'll see, so y'all stay tuned. Alright guys, we're back out here. We hunted yesterday evening, and can officially say it was my first set this year in the Davy Crockett where I didn't see at least one deer. I tried a new spot. I had a massive 130 inch, 135 inch 8-point, which is a big 8-point, especially for around here on camera. I had a spot I scouted a few months ago. I'd never sat there before, and honestly, it wasn't the best looking spot. Wasn't my favorite. That's why I haven't sat there. There hasn't been a bunch of deer traffic rolling through the camera over there. But that big buck just daylighted in the evening the other day. So I gave it a shot yesterday evening. Wound up not seeing anything, but we're back in this creek bottom this morning. They should be chasing, but honestly, I feel like I haven't seen much rutting activity for the last couple of months. We got a cold front that's coming in Sunday night, Monday and Tuesday morning, in the mid-30s, so which is pretty dang cold this time of year for this area. So I'm thinking that might get them kick-started and they might start chasing real good Monday and Tuesday. It's a nice overcast day, dead wind, dead calm. It's obviously a lot hotter than I'd like it to be. I was sweating by the time I got done climbing my stand. But there's no wind and it's overcast. So that's good. Well, it is 10 o'clock. And we have... Oh, there's a deer. Just kidding. I was about to say we haven't seen a deer. Now I got a doe walking in. There might be a buck behind her. There was, in fact, not a buck behind her. I was just about to climb down, though. Other than that one, it was just a... There she goes right there. Other than that one yearling I just saw, I've seen nothing this morning. It has been extremely slow. That was about to be 2 months in a row where I didn't see anything. But, anyways, I guess since I just saw that deer, I'll give it a little bit longer. Then I'm gonna go ahead and climb down and get out of here. I'm gonna hunt the same general area this evening, but going to a different spot where I can see a little bit more. It is freaking hot. I'm ready for this dang cold front to roll in, man. Sweating my butt off. Deer probably smelled me from a mile away. I'm probably doing more harm than good behind this evening, but whatever. If it's hunting season, I ain't got nothing to do. I'm gonna be in the stand. Or set up on the edge of this field. I'm hoping I can catch something right before dark chasing. Conditions are honestly horrible. Like I said, it's hot. My wind's kind of swirling around just a little bit. It's pretty light winds, which is, I guess that's good, but it is kind of swirling around. But hopefully I can catch something chasing in these woods or out in this field. is finally starting to cool down a little bit. Feels so much better this morning than it has felt for the last week. It's weird though, man. Like, there wasn't hardly any activity on the cameras last night as it was getting colder. They should be rutting hard right now, but I feel like they, were rutting 10 times harder, like the last couple weeks of October. That's like week and a half of October than they are now. It's like we had a cold snap come in at the end of October that I got done a little bit, but it's just weird. But it's been shooting light for like an hour. I still haven't even seen a deer. It's like they just haven't been moving good. Seen a lot more movement towards the end of October than I am now. We'll see how this morning goes. Figure out where we want to sit for this evening. Sun just came up, and it is crisp this morning. It feels awesome. But I got a good feeling. I think I said yesterday evening that I wasn't going to sit here in the morning. But I couldn't decide if I wanted to sit here or one of these other two spots, but that wind's still blowing straight out of the north, bringing that cold front in. Those other two spots aren't the greatest with a north wind, especially one of them. I definitely don't want to hunt one of them when I got a north wind. But this spot is pretty good with a north wind. It's blowing out into this pasture, so everything woke up a little bit earlier this morning. Squirrels are running around and stuff right at first shooting light. Feeling good. I had about a 250-pound boar on camera like 30 minutes before I parked right over here, so I don't plan on shooting him big. If he's big enough, I just might. But these deer should definitely be up on their feet this morning, so fingers are crossed. We'll see what happens. That was pretty cool. It's a good start to the morning. He just, little 2-year-old 8-point. He was, probably a legal buck. He was right there, 13 inches, but just too young and small. I didn't want to shoot him. But he came in directly downwind of me and was moving relatively quick. Was walking in, and then he got behind this tree. And he put his nose up and he smelled me at like, I don't know, he was probably 30 yards from me. He knew something was up, he just didn't know what. He didn't blow or anything. He just kind of slowly backed out of here. That's the part I got on video, was him walking back out the same way that he came in. That's a good start. Hopefully we can have a bigger one do the same thing. I could have shot him if he was a shooter before he busted me, but hopefully we got a bigger buck that comes in and does the same thing. to get something to eat, then I'll get back out of here pretty early this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and go sit in a different spot this evening. But I'm hoping this other spot I'm going to go to. I've hunted it a few times in this video, but I got that field right next to me. I'm hoping that I might be able to catch something chasing in that field that could give me a shot. I hunted there day before yesterday in the evening. Saw a few deer, a couple does. But that was when it was hot. Now we got this colder weather, so maybe it'll get them up on their feet better in the evening over there. We're back up in the blind. It's 2 o'clock. Got about 4 hours until dark. I wanted to get back in at like 1. Just with it being the tail end of the rut. But when I went down and got some lunch at the Los Jalapenos, the Mexican joint in downtown Groveton, I wound up running into another hunter, and turns out he's actually hunting this exact same area that I am. I've seen his truck here before one other time. He shot a little spike this morning, just trying to put some meat in the freezer. But I wound up talking to him for like 45 minutes. Good dude, his name's Ronnie. But he went and did some midday scouting, and he's going to get back over here for this evening too, I think. I'm going to help him out, help him drag a deer out if he shoots something. But everybody always talks about how hunting public land, that everybody's just a bunch of jerks, but the 2 interactions I've had this year with people have been awesome. They've been super friendly. We've been helping each other out, showing each other where we're hunting, what game camera pictures we're getting and everything, so no complaints from me. But anyways, we're going to try to get quiet down. Our wind isn't the greatest right now. It kind of switched up on us. But it's not horrible, and I just needed a break from hunting that other spot. I want to hunt over here. I'm probably going to hunt over here again in the morning. But we'll see how it goes. That was awesome. She came out from behind me and walked like 25, 30 yards to my left, directly downwind of me. Never even picked up her nose. So that's good. I thought for sure she was going to blow at me. She's just walking in the middle of this field now. I'm hoping she kind of stays out here. It'd be nice to have her as like a decoy. We still got like an hour and 15 minutes of shooting light. So she came out pretty early, which is good. That means they're moving. mature does, a nubbin buck. That little 4-point just walked out behind that doe and that nubbin buck. They're all out in the field now. I got a good feeling it's cooling down fast. Heated up during the day today. Didn't get hot, but got a lot warmer than it was this morning. With all these decoys out in the field, I got a good feeling. That 4-point came out in the field and was bumping around this doe, checking her. So they're definitely still rutting. Hopefully we got a mature buck or a bigger deer come out. Do that same thing. I got a deer like 200 yards out. A buck following a doe. I think he might be a shooter, but I can't tell. He's like 300 yards out. I need him to get closer.
Alright guys, we just made it back to the truck. I wound up not shooting at that buck. He was 4 on his right side and 3 on his left. He wasn't a bad deer. He's probably like 15, 14 inches wide. I'm probably gonna end up kicking myself in the leg for that, but he just wasn't huge, and I've had bigger deer on camera and he was kind of young, and I don't know. Maybe I should have shot him. Maybe I won't get another chance at a deer close to that, who knows. But I sat there and watched him for 15 minutes trying to make up my mind if I wanted to shoot him or not. But it was a good hunt. We saw that 7, saw a 4-point, a nubbin buck, and then that 7-point came in. He was chasing a different doe from the other side of the field. So it was like 3 does, 3 bucks, something like that. So it was a pretty good night. Definitely going to be sitting over here tomorrow morning. I just went ahead and left my climber and everything out there so I don't have to tote it in. It's a pretty far walk back there to that spot. It's not going to be quite as cold tomorrow as it was today, but hopefully they do the same thing they did tonight in the morning, and I got bucks chasing does out in this field. They are 100% locked up right now. But we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
I just had a little buck. I don't even think it was illegal. He was running across the field. I grabbed my gun real quick to check, but he was small. He just jumped into the woods like 60 yards to my left. I just rattled like 5 minutes before that. I think he came over here to me rattling. It's another little buck. Just came from the same spot. Both ran out of the woods from the same spot. Must be trailing a doe. a smaller buck chasing a doe. Dude, oh man. There's another buck though that's not a bad deer. Chasing a different doe. That was so freaking sweet, dude. They just ran directly into the base of my tree. They're chasing hard. Oh, here's another buck. It's a little 4-point. There he goes. This is freaking sweet. I got a doe walking in the woods on the opposite side of this field from me right now. It's already like 10 o'clock. I'm probably gonna sit till 11:30 and then climb down, run in town, go get some lunch and come right back out here. These deer are moving. I just realized I hadn't turned on my microphone since I've been in the stand this evening. But we wound up getting in a little late for a couple reasons. The wind was absolutely ripping, and I didn't want to get in here early. Even though they are running, I didn't want to get in here early because I didn't want it to just blow my scent into these woods unnecessarily. So I didn't get into the stand until I wasn't like up and hunting until 2:30ish. About an hour after I got up in the stand, I had these two does walk out. They have moved maybe a total of 20 yards. In the past hour, they came out at 3:30, and it is like 4:40 right now. And they have maybe moved 20 yards. I think they've been bait up right here grazing in this field because of the wind. I'm really, really hoping it'll die down some right before dark. It'd be nice if it would die down right about now. But other than these two deer, haven't seen too terribly much. I haven't seen any other deer. The wind's definitely died down a little bit from when I first got up in the stand, but I hope it knocks down even a little bit more. Alright, well, it is almost dark. These deer are finally coming out to the field. I got 4 does, like 400 yards to my left. Those 2 that came out earlier are still there. And then there's one, I don't know, probably about 150 yards to my right. But these 2 right here were staring at something for like 2 minutes. Walking this tree line, but I can't see over there. Makes me think they were looking at a buck.
Oh, all right, guys. I just made it back to the truck. I don't know what to do. My plan, the whole thing was I was hoping a bunch of does would come out in the middle of that field tonight, right before the sun went down, and there'd be bucks bumping them because they were chasing like crazy this morning. I saw 4 different bucks this morning chasing does. Wound up having another doe come out of the tree line right next to me. So I had 8 doe. I counted them all. I had 8 deer out in the middle of this field, and not a single one of them was a buck. One of them might have been a nubbin buck, but not an actual buck. So I don't know what to do. I think I'm going to hunt tomorrow morning and guess I'm gonna go sit in the same spot. I don't know. I would have thought for sure with freaking 8 deer out in the field that I'd have at least 1 or 2 bucks pushing them around, but I don't know. I guess not. Hopefully we can make it happen tomorrow morning. I don't think I'm gonna hunt tomorrow evening. I'm ready to take a break. Been hunting hard the last 7 days, so we'll see what happens in the AM. Y'all stay tuned.
Just got back out here. Round 5,622. We got our first deer walking out into the field right now. It was a lot warmer this morning than it was yesterday morning. I think we're like 55 degrees right now. Yesterday morning it was like in the high 30s. So it's a little bit after 8. I got another doe that walked out into the field over here. She's probably about, I don't know, she's around 300 yards from me. That's a good sign though. She seems like super comfortable. I just need a hot one with a big buck trailing her to do that within gun range. Got a mama and her yearling crossing the field right now. It's 8:50. I just don't know, guys. I'm seeing so many does and little bucks this past week, but I just can't get a shooter. It's frustrating. Just had another yearling walking this, I don't know, about 50 yards in this wood line behind me. The deer are moving. There just ain't no big bucks. I feel like if it was as cold today as it was yesterday, they'd be chasing a little bit better. The next 4 or 5 days is, it's gonna warm up a lot. Highs are in like the low 80s. I think the lows are like 70. Definitely on the tail end of the rut. This last little cold snap was probably the last good rut action we're gonna have this season. It was that same little 6-point across the field like 15 minutes ago. He wound up running north of this field, and he just came back running down the south side, coming back towards me. It almost looked like he was like looking for does. He almost popped in the woods right here. He was like 5 yards from me at the base of a tree, looking in the woods. And he popped back out and kept moving down the wood line. we're back out here. Wednesday when I got out of the stand. It's Friday today when I got out of the stand Wednesday. I did a little bit of walking around. And I found this old stand over here on this tree. I really did not feel like climbing and sitting in the saddle all morning, so, and toting my climbing platform back here and all that good stuff, so just decided to sit here this morning, switch it up. Nice change of pace anyways. I have a little handheld thermal that I like to bring with me when I'm deer hunting, so before the sun comes up I can kind of scan around me and see if there's anything, and if I'm in the evening I can see if there's anything on the ground before I get out of my stand. Well, like 20 minutes ago I had a little buck walk over here to my right. Couldn't tell exactly how little he was because it was still pretty dark, but I found him with the thermal and I could barely see him with the binoculars. He almost looked like he was a spike, and if I see a spike, it's a bad day to be a spike and walk by me, let's just say that. Because I ain't shot nothing this year, and I'm trying to put some meat in the freezer. Earlier when I said a spike would hate to see me today, that's not exactly what I meant. That dude had about 1-inch spikes on each side. Technically it was a legal deer, but I'm not about to shoot a 50-pound spike. Although that probably would have tasted real tender and real good. Definitely starting to get a little later in the morning. I don't know where the hell that deer came from. I mean, I know he came from over here to the right, but it's like he walked right up on me. I never even seen him coming. By the time I saw him, he was like 20 yards from me, maybe 15 yards. Kind of caught me off guard. But he wound up walking behind me and going into these young pines and these thick shrubs and young pines back here in this field. I know they bed in there during the day. There I am sitting. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's got a lot less underbrush before you get to the dense stuff just out in front of me. I like this spot. Not the best stand placement in my opinion. I want to put the stand farther back, but I feel like if something comes out of this thick stuff, it's going to be right on you. I'm going to go ahead and get down. I haven't seen anything since I saw that little yearling spike. But I think I'm going to get down and go do some walking around in these woods over here. I want to see what this looks like. Both those deer came back from this area. So, and this is an area I haven't really walked around in too much. I know that's not really what you want to be doing during deer season, but I'm at the point right now where it's like, I don't even know what I would mess up, really. It's not like I'm seeing a bunch of shooter bucks anyway, so in the areas that I have been hunting, so I'm going to go walk around back here and see if I see any deer sign, and who knows, maybe I'll find something that looks really good. I haven't decided if I'm going to hunt yet this evening or not. It's supposed to get a lot hotter today, and right before sunset, it's supposed to be like 80 degrees. But if not, then I'll catch y'all next time I'm out here. About a week and a half since I've been able to come out. I know here in the Davy Crockett, we had a cold front come in Friday night, and before this cold front, my cameras were like dead. I had the occasional does and 2 yearlings. It's a good sign though, it's still very early. I just got up in the stand like 30 minutes ago. Those does just took off. Blew at something and then took off. I don't know what the heck they blew at. They're kind of looking into these woods to my right. I was hoping they'd stay out in this field till dark, kind of work as decoys for me. Those first 4 deer, they ran off probably 15 minutes ago. I've already got 6 more deer out in the field. Right as these deer were coming out, I was looking at them and I heard something take off behind me. But one of these does was looking at me, so I couldn't turn around fast and look and see what it was. I think a deer walked up behind me, saw me. We still got an hour left of daylight, so hopefully these deer don't get downwind of me. Those deer did the same damn thing those other deer did. 2 of the bigger does and 2 yearlings took off into the woods. And then the last older doe and her yearling stayed out in the field a little bit longer, but for, I don't know, another 5 or 6 minutes. They were looking all around and they took off about the same spot those other deer took off. I don't know if my wind's swirling a little bit or what. None of those 6 deer blew or anything, which is good, but I don't understand if they're smelling me or what the deal is, but there's something they don't like. Those 2 different groups got to the same spot and took off. Maybe my wind kind of shifted up on me for a little bit and started blowing that way, but it wasn't blowing that way for very long and it kind of died down. I don't know. At least that group didn't blow. catching my wind. It's a little 6-point and a spike. My wind must be swirling. Because it's blowing like this. It's like hitting me on the left side of my face, and those deer are over here. Like straight rain is starting to pick up. Yeah. I'm getting drenched right now. Gotta put my big camera up. If I don't, I'll get wet. That thing ain't waterproof. This GoPro is, so I think it's supposed to die down pretty quick. I'm hoping we'll have some more deer come out to this field when the rain stops. We got about 30 minutes left to shoot light, if even that.
Didn't see anything else after those 2 little bucks. It was a good hunt though. I saw 12 deer, so definitely can't complain about anything. I mean, I'm hunting East Texas public land. I just saw 12 deer, so definitely the best or most deer I've seen out here, I think, this year in one sit. I will definitely be back out here tomorrow morning. Probably be back out here tomorrow evening too. Weather's supposed to be good tomorrow too. It's still going to be cold. It's actually going to be a little bit colder tomorrow morning than it is right now and it was this morning. But I'm going to get on home, spend some time with Morgan, eat me a hot meal, and I'll catch you later.
The sun just came up. It's nice and cold. There is 0 wind. The wind's supposed to pick up here before too long. We're supposed to get like 4 or 5 mile an hour winds out of the north, which is a good thing. I don't like hunting when it's dead wind because it's so quiet. I feel like the deer move a little bit better too when there's just a little bit of wind. Walking in this morning, I spooked a couple deer that were like 50 yards from my tree. I've always felt like if you spook deer walking into your stand, that just means you got deer around where you're hunting. So from that aspect, it's always a good thing. Feels really good this morning, so they should be up on their feet and moving. I just had a doe pop out of the wood lines like 150 yards to my left and walk out into this thick brush. I know that they like to bed down in this thick stuff over here. In the evening time, I always see them pile out of that, come out into this field. Like for example, yesterday evening, those 2 little bucks, that spike in the 6 point or 8 point, whatever it was, they both came out of there. And then that second group of does came out of there too. Y'all might have been able to see that deer sneak up on me. I turned around and I had another big doe walk out of the woods where that first one did. Walk into this tall brush. And while I'm sitting here watching her, a freaking big tree limb like broke off and hit the ground, and there was a deer like 15 yards from me. To my left, a little yearling that took off when that tree limb hit the ground and scared her. She snuck up right on me. I had no idea she was there. I was too busy looking at this other deer. But I guess that's 3 does so far this morning, so they've all been within the last 15, 20 minutes. I just had another doe walk down this wood line. I've seen 4 deer now, and I haven't been able to get a single one on the big camera. Sorry about that, guys. This definitely shifted though. They're moving. Just need a shooter to do that same thing.
Old Elmer Fudd. All right, guys, we're back out here in the evening. We got our guest star, Mr. Braden Riddle, with us this evening. He's gonna join along the party. We're just gonna go ahead and hunt out of the same tree. It's warmed up a lot. It was like 35 this morning, and now we're sitting in like the low 50s. But yesterday evening, saw those 12 deer come out to the field. So if we can have that happen again, then we'll probably be shooting something. See what we see. Y'all stay tuned.
All right, guys, we're all set up. Got Elmer Fudd above me. It's about 2:30. Wind's starting to die down a little bit. I'm hoping these deer do the same thing they did yesterday and pile out of this thick brush over here to our left. Just about anything with antlers is on the hit list. So we'll see what happens. Y'all stay tuned. There's another two coming in the field right now. Just had another doe come out behind me. We've probably seen 10 deer, all of them being does. One little buck. Still got at least 30 minutes, if not more, to hunt. Just need a shooter to walk out. We are getting scarily close to the end of season, and it sucks. It's December 8th. I wanted to go ahead and try out a new spot today. I tried to get back more in this timber. I've never hunted this spot before, but a few weeks back when I was getting out of the stand, I walked through here and found some pretty decent sign. But I like it because I got a bunch of tall pines and oak trees. There's food in here, and I can see a long ways. There's a couple spots that I can see 100 yards in here. Every single evening I've been following along. These deer are like feeding out into this field, but it's like there's never any shooter bucks with them. So I got a feeling these bucks are hanging out in the woods until dark and then coming out in the field. But like I said, season's coming close to being over, so we got a couple more weeks to make it happen. We'll see if we can make it happen tonight. crazy how fast these deer could sneak up on you, especially a little nubbin buck like that. He was at like 30 yards before I ever saw him. He's still just grazing out here. We still got probably an hour and a half until dark. So hopefully a deer we can shoot does that same thing. I just caught the ass end of a deer walking through this brush. It looked like a bigger bodied deer. It was moving pretty quick and I thought it was going to come out of it. It looked like it was kind of walking this way, but it never did. So it's either sitting right there or it went back kind of more north of where I thought it was going. But it's crunch time right now. We probably got about 15 minutes left to shoot light, if even that. I swear the weatherman gets paid more money than anybody. It's a lie. It's December 15th. We're back out here at Davy Crockett. The old weatherman said it was going to be like 2 to 3 mile an hour winds coming out of the northeast all morning with like 5 mile an hour gusts. But I got like a steady 7-8 mile an hour wind and it is swirling all around. The wind swirls in here. It's just very no bueno. I don't know if we're going to see anything this morning. I feel like anything within range is just going to smell me before I can see it. I'm starting to see bucks kind of get back together and on the cameras, the little bit of movement I have had. You know, that second rut is definitely over. I've got a bunch of acorns down in this bottom and I got a bunch of bedding to my east. So, hoping I can catch a buck, kind of cruising through here, heading to this bedding. I don't know, this wind's rolling around, it's really going to screw me, I think, though. But, you never know, we'll see. It's about 8:30. I still haven't seen any deer. But I think I need to hang up the 30-06 and come out here with a 22 and go squirreling. I've probably seen 10 different squirrels just in this spot I'm sitting at. But a lot of the times I don't see deer over here till like 9:30. Even on the camera that I got sitting in the creek bottom over here, deer ain't showing up on camera till like 10 o'clock the last few days. So we'll probably sit another 2 hours or so. Well, we're set back up. This morning was no bueno. Did not see a single deer. Not one. I think that's the first time I haven't seen a single deer over here this year. I could be wrong. If you're watching this video, then you already know the answer to that. We're in a different spot now. I'm kind of like in a transition area. I got some young pines to my left, and then I got like a cut field to my right. And then I have thick woods behind me, and like 100 yards behind these woods is another big plot of young pines. There's like a lot of diversity here. Looking at the calendar, this might be my last day to hunt this year, which sucks. Super depressing. But it is what it is, you know. Now we're just crossing our fingers so we can get it done tonight. Well, we got about an hour and a half until dark. Still haven't seen anything yet, but it is super still. It's super quiet. I got a feeling we're gonna have some deer come out any second now. I just counted 8 deer, like 500 yards down this clear cut that all ran across. It's like 6 bigger does and 2 yearlings. It looked like they were all does. Hard to tell from this far away, but I didn't see any antlers. We only have like 20 or so minutes left of shooting light. I don't know why it's been so slow today. I thought for sure I'd see some stuff this morning with the weather, how cold it was. I think that wind's us ate. And they didn't even like go out into the field to eat. They just ran across the field.
That's all she wrote. 2025-2026 deer season over. I wouldn't have changed anything, man. It was a lot of fun. Giving my first shot at public land. I saw a ton of deer. I had an opportunity at one that was an absolute for sure mature shooter buck. And then I had another one that, looking back, maybe I should have shot him. That big, I think it was an 8-point. I've spent a ton of time doing what I love to do. So that's all we got for y'all in this episode. If you liked the video, if you learned anything from it, I really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button, man. I'm hoping any of you guys that are thinking about public land in Texas, specifically Davy Crockett, pick something up from this video I made, and maybe y'all can use it in y'all's favor. So thanks for watching the video. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.